What if I told you that the secret to regrowing lost limbs, healing damaged organs, and potentially living forever is hidden inside a creature so bizarre that it seems straight out of science fiction? While most countries are still struggling with basic medical treatments, scientists have discovered something that will forever change what it means to be human. From microscopic worms that can regenerate their entire bodies to breakthrough discoveries that are rewriting the rules of biology, today I'm going to show you the most mind-blowing regeneration research happening right now, including the shocking worm that could make human immortality a reality. Stay until the end, because what you'll see will undoubtedly leave you speechless. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that you could regrow a lost finger, repair your damaged heart, or even reverse aging itself. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is happening right now in laboratories around the world, and it all starts with one of nature's most extraordinary creatures, a tiny flatworm called the Planarian. But here's what's absolutely incredible about this worm. If you cut it into pieces, not only does each piece survive, but each fragment grows into a completely new worm. Cut it in half, you get 2 worms. Cut it into 10 pieces, you get 10 worms. Cut it into hundreds of pieces, and every single fragment will regenerate into a fully functional organism with a brain, organs, and nervous system. It's like having a superpower that defies everything we thought we knew about biology. Scientists have been studying these remarkable creatures for over a century, but only recently have they begun to unlock the secrets hidden in their DNA. What they've discovered is nothing short of revolutionary. These worms possess something called pluripotent stem cells, special cells that can transform into any type of tissue the body needs. While humans have stem cells too, ours are limited and lose their regenerative power as we age. But Planarian worms, they maintain these magical cells throughout their entire lives. And here's where it gets even crazier. These worms are practically immortal. They don't age like we do. They can regenerate indefinitely, and some scientists believe they could theoretically live forever if nothing kills them. But you might be wondering, how does this actually work? What's happening inside these tiny creatures that makes them so special? The secret lies in their genetic programming. When a Planarian is cut, its body immediately activates a complex cascade of genetic signals. Within hours, cells at the wound site begin to multiply rapidly, forming what scientists call a blastema, a mass of stem cells that will eventually differentiate into whatever body parts are missing. If the worm loses its head, the blastema knows to create a new brain, complete with all the memories and learned behaviors of the original worm. Yes, you heard that right. These worms can regrow their brains and retain their memories. It's like having a biological backup system that humans can only dream of. What's most striking is how precise this regeneration process is. The worm's body somehow knows exactly what's missing and what needs to be rebuilt. It's not just random cell growth. It's a perfectly orchestrated symphony of biological engineering. Scientists have identified specific genes that control this process, genes that humans also possess, but that have been switched off or modified through millions of years of evolution. The question that's keeping researchers awake at night is this: can we reactivate these dormant abilities in humans? The implications of this research are staggering. Think about what this could mean for humanity. Soldiers who've lost limbs in combat could regrow them. Patients with damaged hearts or livers could regenerate healthy organs without needing transplants. People suffering from spinal cord injuries could repair their nervous systems and walk again. Burn victims could regenerate perfect skin without scarring. The elderly could potentially reverse the aging process and restore their bodies to a younger state. We're not just talking about healing wounds faster. We're talking about fundamentally changing what it means to be human and rewriting the limits of our biology. But here's where the story gets even more fascinating. Planarians aren't the only creatures with these incredible abilities. Scientists have discovered that salamanders can regrow entire limbs, complete with bones, muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. Axolotls, a type of Mexican salamander, can regenerate not just limbs, but also their spinal cord, heart, and even parts of their brain. Zebrafish can regrow damaged heart tissue, something that's impossible for humans. Even some species of mice have been found to possess limited regenerative abilities. What all these creatures have in common is that they've retained genetic programs that humans have lost or suppressed during our evolutionary journey. The real breakthrough came when researchers at institutions like MIT, Harvard, and the Max Planck Institute began mapping the complete genetic pathways involved in regeneration. They've identified hundreds of genes that work together to coordinate this process. Some of these genes control cell division, others manage cell differentiation, and still others regulate the immune response to prevent infection during regeneration. What's revolutionary is that many of these genes exist in humans too, but they're either inactive or function differently. Chinese scientists have already begun experimenting with gene editing technologies like CRISPR to activate these dormant regenerative pathways in mammalian cells, and the early results are nothing short of extraordinary. In one groundbreaking experiment, researchers were able to trigger partial limb regeneration in mice by manipulating just a handful of genes. The mice didn't grow back complete limbs, but they did regenerate bone, cartilage, and muscle tissue, something that was previously thought impossible for mammals. Another team successfully regenerated damaged heart tissue in pigs by introducing specific proteins found in regenerating planarians. These aren't just theoretical possibilities anymore. This is real science happening in real laboratories with real results that are getting better every single year. But the most impressive thing about this research isn't just the speed at which it's advancing. It's the fact that we're now understanding the fundamental principles of regeneration at a molecular level. Scientists have discovered that regeneration isn't controlled by a single master gene, but by a complex network of genetic switches that need to be activated in the correct sequence. It's like a biological computer program, and we're finally learning how to read and rewrite the code. The challenge now isn't whether human regeneration is possible. The challenge is figuring out how to safely activate these pathways without triggering uncontrolled cell growth, which is essentially what cancer is. What we've just witnessed is the reality of regenerative medicine in 2025. From worms that can regrow their entire bodies to breakthrough discoveries that are bringing human regeneration closer to reality, we're living through a revolution that will forever change medicine, aging, and what it means to be human. The question is no longer whether we can unlock these abilities, but how quickly it will happen, and whether we're ready for a world where losing a limb or an organ is no longer permanent. Which of these discoveries impressed you the most? Would you dare to be among the first humans to try regenerative therapy? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.